Thank you very much. And our next agenda is the signature of the Budapest Declaration for a Free Europe of Nations. So I ask Mr. John Laughlin to read it, standing before the national flags. The floor is yours.
The Budapest Declaration for a Free Europe of Nations. We, the delegates of the Budapest Summit for a Europe of Nations, are fiercely committed to the fundamental European and human values of democracy, freedom, national and individual sovereignty. We declare, we are in favour of free cooperation between sovereign, independent nations in Europe for the greater good, and opposed to supranational, bureaucratic and unaccountable global governance. We're in favour of independent national foreign policies and opposed to the policy of blocs. We're in favour of open economies based on fair exchange and deeply opposed to the industrially and criminally organised mass immigration which our societies cannot sustain and which are the inevitable result of the policy of a borderless Europe. Both legal and illegal immigration must be stopped. We're in favour of traditional family structures and of the protection of children, and opposed to wokeism and LGBTQIA+ so-called values, which are corrosive of national cohesion and common sense. We're in favour of rejecting the ideology formulated by the world organizations, financed by global corporations and financiers, which would deprive people of their freedom and which, as if in some kind of dress rehearsal, has restricted the people's freedoms by using COVID as a pretext while enriching the global corporations and financiers with incredible amounts of money. We're in favour of national democracy and opposed to the burgeoning institutions of global governments like the European Union, the World Health Organization and the United Nations with its so-called Sustainable Development Goals, which are in reality nothing but a programme for world government. We're in favour of private property, the bedrock of all liberties, currently held in contempt by high tax and arbitrary expropriation, including from farmland, and opposed to today's finance-based post-industrial virtual economy controlled by unaccountable central banks. We're in favour of sound money and opposed to inflation, which robs the poor to pay the rich, and all forms of central control, especially central bank digital currencies. We're in favour of free speech and against the ever-growing pressure of censorship and taboos, which stifle debate, infantilise our intellects, and prevent us from getting to the truth. We want to strengthen our transnational cooperation in whatever form to promote these values. Signatories: Kostadin Kostadinov, Laszlo Toroczkai, Thierry Baudet, Josef Nerušil, Michael Janssen and Nicolas Rimoldi.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I would kindly ask the leaders of the delegations to sign the document. Our colleague will help you to change the papers.